Have you been taking your medication?
Yeah, I've been taking it. I take it every day, exactly as prescribed.
And do you feel that you're still depressed?
No, it's not depression. What I feel is detached.
At the 4th annual Estes Park Film Festival. In the background here is the oldest theater in the United States, the Park Theater. And I'm here today with Darrell Hazelrig, one of our filmmakers for the film Therapy. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit in your own words about your film.
Oh Lord. It is a short film about a guy who's going through a rough time in his life, and he's working it out with a therapist, and we get to go inside his mind and kind of see some of the weird stories that he's talking about.
It's a very psychological movie.
Yes.
I heard you say in the question and answer that you would never return to short films, and yet you made this one. So what brought you back to short film?
Yeah, I made a big short film, if you can say that. It was a 30-minute short film back in 2005. Huge cast, huge crew. And at that point it was like ready to move on to features, and I don't know, this story popped into my head, and it was just something at the time that I had to do. I had to do this.
You had to get it out.
I had to get it out. So
Gotcha.
I broke my rule.
So you said a little bit about this after the film was shown. How was the idea sparked for this film? What was the moment in your life? Will that give too much away about the film?
No. I was driving, and I got stopped at a red light, and was next to the sandwich shop, and I glance over, and there's this young lady sitting at a table eating a sandwich by herself, just sitting there. She had the most intense gaze on her face, and I just kept looking at her and going, she's a whole other human being, an entire life that I know nothing about, and I really wanted to know who she was. And that was the genesis of it, the perspective of the person. Why did I want to know who that person was? What is it about me that wanted to know who that person?
Right.
What was missing in my life that, I needed that sort of contact with other people. So that's how it all came about.
Well, I thought the girl who played the woman in the film did a very good job with that intense expression,
Yeah,
very
right,
expression,
yeah.
expression, and I thought that was a really cool part. The film itself was kind of a satirical piece about therapy, I would feel.
Yeah. A little tongue-in-cheek, a little biting, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was very interesting. I really enjoyed some of the non-traditional methods you used to convey the mindset of the main character. I thought those were super evocative, and I think one of my favorites was where they had the main character, and he's in a bar, and he has a full snorkel and the whole scuba diving outfit on, and he just feels that distanced, and that whole feeling of underwater, where everything's slowed down and you feel so distant from other people.
Yeah.
It was really conveyed, and I thought that was a really cool mechanism to use. And how did you come up with these alternative ways of kind of evoking characters' mood, or did you? Is there I don't know. Is there a particular moment that sparked that idea in particular, or?
Well, they always say write what you know, and so I always borrow from my own life, and that happened to me once. I was sitting at a bar waiting on a friend, and he was really, really late, and so I was just in one of those moods where didn't want to deal with the rest of humanity.
I've been there. That's why.
So I was just sitting there at the bar, and it was a really crowded bar too. The people's everywhere, and that just popped in my head, this image of me sitting there, just because I'm in a different world than these people, because they're like fish and they can breathe the oxygen out of the water, and I'm out of place. I'm just so I was I have to put that in a movie. I have to see that.
That was so memorable for me too. I
on
won't forget it
screen.
either. That's awesome. Very cool. Let's see here. Oh, one thing I thought was interesting in question and answer too is that a lot of people talked about how to make independent films you really need to go to LA and you gotta meet and mingle and do that whole thing. And as someone who's kind of stayed true to your roots and stayed true to the South and that kind of thing, how do you think that your perspective, what advantages do you get from that kind of out of the scene perspective, if any? Is there anything in particular you think is gained from maybe not being in the whole mix of things?
Yeah, I think, especially from my perspective, because I write from my life, and since I have been in the South my entire life, and I'm still there, I think like you're gonna get a unique, story or concept from not having gone where everybody else is.
Exactly.
You're in a different environment, and like my last film, Airband, was about a bunch of kids who go to the roller skating rink on the weekend and they play airband to hair metal back in the late 80s.
I'll have to see this one. I haven't seen it.
And so many people I've told that concept to, they're like, a what? You did a what? Air band? I've never heard of that. I'm like, yeah, we used to do it all the time.
Right.
But so yeah, I think it's coming from a different environment. You bring a unique story and a unique voice.
I think that's really cool. All right. Any projects right now in the works? What's your next?
Yeah, I just finished writing the first draft of a feature. It's called Edgar and Izzy, and Somewhere in the Middle is Me. I really like long titles.
Therapy isn't long.
Therapy isn't long, but Airband, or How I Hated Being Bobby Minelli's Blonde-Headed Friend.
Oh, I like it though.
Yeah. Therapy is
Not
one of those
more.
situations where I couldn't think of a better title.
Right.
But yeah, anyways, Edgar and Izzy, and it's a mythological epic adventure morality play.
Wow.
And yeah, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really, really different and really, really out there. And I think it's going to be really fun to shoot too.
Awesome. Are you going to bring it here to the festival?
Oh, I'd love to. Absolutely. Yeah.
Very good. Is this your first trip out to Estes Park?
For the film festival, yes. Yeah. First time here. I actually have visited Estes Park very briefly 3 years ago for the first time. So it's the first time I ever actually got to hang out in the city. We just went to the Stanley Hotel.
I don't know if I call it a city, but
Town.
no,
Yeah.
that's cool. What did you think of the festival?
Oh, it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. I really like these more intimate festivals because you really get to meet everybody and
Really
I've just
kind of
been
pick their brains and
clicking
talk
with
to
so
everyone.
many people and hanging out, and it's been so much fun.
Awesome. Well, we're
Yeah.
glad to have you. Thanks so much for joining us for an interview up here. I know
Thanks
it's been
for
the end of a
having
long
me.
day, so
Yeah.
we really appreciate it. And any closing words or anything else about the film you wanted to point out? You guys should all see it. It's amazing.
Support independent film no matter where you are. Go out and see those movies.